sleep, my veins run dry, I'm empty. I can't see, I'm blinded by this concrete.
You guys know what time of the month it is. I didn't mean that how it sounded, but that is also true, unfortunately. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aylin, and today we are doing my November reset. I am so excited for this video. I love doing these videos every single month. They are some of my favorite to film, but I am extra excited for this one because, as you guys will have seen, I got the cutest little desk bookshelf, like mini bookshelf situation. I also redid these bookshelves so they match the rest of mine. Like, my library is just fully coming together. It's put together now. She's perfect. I figured with that new addition we could kind of add in like a new segment where I take off all of the books from my previous month's TBR, go through them, let you know what's staying, what's going. Throughout the course of this video we will add on the other books and they'll go on to my mini bookshelf. That will be my little TBR shelf for the month. It'll be perfect. I'll have a visual aid. It also means that the top part of my TBR cart I get to add more books to give myself more options to pick from. So we're gonna do that as well. Like I mentioned, I painted these bookshelves. They used to be like a brown color before, or I guess they were just wood grain. So my mom and I painted them to match, which was always the plan. We just hadn't gotten around to it. We finally did that. I will insert the footage here of me putting these bookshelves back in here and putting all the books on them and all of that. So much is happening right now. It's Halloween Eve. I'm not working today. It's like 11 o'clock and I need to move my shelves that were here back in here because we painted them. You'll see. October 30th. As you will have just seen, I have painted my shelves that were on my desk and by my like window. My mom and I painted those shelves so that they match like the rest of my bookshelf, and now my library furniture is like all cohesive, which I am very, very excited about. I have been meaning to do this for like a couple of years. Now that that's done, I feel like a huge thing is checked off of my to-do list. Right now I need to get all of the books onto the first bookshelf and then move the other one in here. I'm trying to do it like in a way that makes the most sense. I have a lot to do today, I'm gonna be very busy, so I'm gonna turn on my audiobook and then reset these shelves so that I can put the other one where it belongs, because right now the books that go on this shelf are in the spot that the other shelf goes in. So like, this just makes the most sense to have the least amount of clutter in here at one time. Now that you guys have seen that, I guess we will just go through all of the books that I am taking off of my mini bookshelf, what's staying, what's going. I'm currently reading Into the Dark. This is the third and final Magnolia Parks book, not in this series, but just that we're getting from Magnolia and BJ's perspective. I am 180 pages into this. This will be something that I'm reading throughout the month of November. I just want to finish this one by the end of the year, so I don't know if this will be in my November wrap-up or my December wrap-up, but either way, I'm kind of putting this lightly on my TBR. Like, I need to read part of it for sure, but I don't know that I'll necessarily finish it this month, if that makes sense. I also had Divine Rivals on my TBR last month and did not end up getting to it, so I think this will probably just go back on my TBR cart for now. I really want to make sure that when I am choosing my TBR for this month, they're books that I'm going to get to, they're books that I really want to read, but I'm also doing like a lighter TBR so that I can mood read throughout the month and do some kind of more fun vlogs for you guys without feeling stressed out about the fact that I'm straying away from my TBR, if that makes sense. That was very verbose. I didn't say that well. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I am intending to finish this by the end of October, so it should not be on my November TBR. Shouldn't, ideally. Yes, we're doing a third pile as well. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I really want to read this one. I don't know why or where it came from. I have owned this one for quite a while, so I don't know where the like random urge to read it came from, but either way, I'm thinking this will be on my November TBR. We're gonna get to that part of the video in a moment, but this will probably stay. Got my piles mixed up for a second. We're gonna do these next books together. One Dark Window and Butcher and Blackbird by Brynne Weaver and Rachel Gillig. This is the part of the video where I apologize. These are the books that you guys have chosen for me to read in September and October respectively. I have clearly not done that. I am going to do a video at the very beginning of November reading both of the books that you guys picked for me. I know that these are very different books. I'm not going to give you any excuses because it's not good enough and I still feel really bad about this. These are going on my November TBR and getting read. I have no more excuses. I am only sorry. I am gonna read them. I haven't forgotten. I just haven't had the time. Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I am going to put this off to the side, kind of like Divine Rivals. Maybe I'll read this in the month of November, but I'm not going to force myself to. Caught Up by Liz Tomford. This is another one that I am hoping to have wrapped up by the end of October. I'm currently 60% of the way through as I am filming this video. This is a sports romance. It is a baseball single dad nanny romance. So if you have not read this, this is the third book in the Windy City series. Loving this so much, just have not had the time to read anything, unfortunately. It's tragic. This is going in the same pile as Phantasma. And lastly, Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is going in the same category as the other two fantasies I have put there. I want to read this in the month of November. I am not sure if it's going to actually happen just because work has been so busy, but I have some goals that I want to go over with you guys in just a second. This could very well be on my November TBR, but not sure. It might be something I just mood read, basically, is what I'm saying. So these are the things that are staying. Something I usually do in all of my resets is go through the plan for the reset, and I haven't done that yet in this video, so I figured we could sit down and kind of go through what the plan is. It's the middle of the video, but it's fine. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but we already unloaded and kind of went through my desk bookshelf, my mini bookshelf. I don't really know what to call it. If you guys have a cuter name, let me know. But I also want to add some more books to my TBR cart. I feel like the fall vibe from October to November is a little bit different. Like, it just feels a little bit gloomier, a little bit more atmospheric, not necessarily like Halloween scary vibes, but just like cozier, more fantasies, still thrillers, but not keep you up at night, haunted type of thing. I'm sure there will still be some of that on there. I'm just saying I feel like it's a different autumnal vibe from October. So I kind of want to have everything reflect that and get prepared for November, December kind of season, and also books that I want to finish up by the end of the year. So if there are any series or anything that I'm in the middle of and I need to finish up, putting those on there so that I can have it as a physical reminder, something separate from them just being on my normal bookshelf. Because if you're new here, I don't separate my books based on whether or not I've read them on my bookshelves. I just have everything together. So if I've read the first book in a series, I keep it all with the rest of the series, even if I haven't read the rest of them. That's just what I like. That's my personal organization style, and I'm pretty good at keeping track of all of that stuff mentally, so I don't need to keep them physically separated in order to know. Switching over everything on my TBR cart, I also want to talk about my goals for the month of November because they're a little bit different than normal. Specific goals of things that I've noticed myself getting away from and creating habits, I guess, is the best way to articulate that. I also want to go through some books that I have recently picked up because a book haul is always fun, and I feel like doing them in my monthly resets makes it easier so that I don't have to necessarily do a book haul, or if you don't like watching huge long hauls, this is a good place to kind of see what books I'm getting without watching like a 40-minute video. And then of course I want to do my TBR. I'm not going to use my TBR jar for the month just because last month I was a little bit stressed, and it being the end of the year, things kind of get a little bit more chaotic with work, and I also have things that I want to film for Vlogmas, and I want to feel like I can do that without feeling like I'm straying too much from my TBR or having that hanging over my head, basically. I don't think there's anything else that I necessarily want to do in this video, but if something comes up, we'll just do it. That's kind of the goal for this video. With all of that being said, now we can get into my reading goals and habits, intentions for the month of November. I work a job where I have a very unique schedule. I work pretty late hours sometimes, and that means sometimes I'm super busy all day long, which is nice because it makes the day go by faster. But the days that I'm not so busy, I'm sitting there scrolling on my phone endlessly when I could be reading, because I bring my Kindle to work with me every single day. I have spent way too much time scrolling. I don't like it. For me, I'm staring at my phone for too long. Not just like mindlessly scrolling, but it's also starting to hurt my eyes. I've noticed that. I would much rather spend my time reading a book. I just need to like get off of my phone. So I have a couple of ideas for vlogs that I want to make this month that would encourage me to do that. So that's kind of like my first goal, is to put my phone down more often because I'm spending too much time on it. My screen time is disgusting. The amount of pickups I have, disgusting. Goal number 2 is to wrap up some series for the end of the year and continue on with other ones that have been preoccupying my mind for whatever reason, especially lately. So my TBR is going to be a little bit lighter, as I've mentioned multiple times already, to accommodate for that, but also I'm putting things on there that help me attain that goal as well. The third thing is that I want to prep for Vlogmas and read things for specific videos because I want to make content that I would enjoy watching. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory and kind of like a duh thing. And I don't know that I necessarily have been. Not that I like hate my videos, it's just that they're kind of like eh. And what I really like watching, I have found, at least lately, is like specific reading vlogs that take place over a week, read 3 to 4 books, whatever it is, that center around something. So whether that's a unique way of picking my TBR or like a theme, like fantasy books for a week, mystery books for a week, romances, something like that. Again, a different theme, but not necessarily genre based, like reading books that I've currently been in the middle of for over a year, or the oldest books on my TBR, ratings, things like that. You guys have seen all of these videos. They're not necessarily unique ideas, but I think that they're so much fun to watch. I want to make cozy content that is focused, has a direction, and is also helping me read my very long backlisted TBR. Train of thought has left the station. Literally, where did that sentence start? Okay, I guess that's gone. The only other thing that I can think of as a goal is to read a little bit before bed every single night. My Kindle is a huge help for that, as well as in the morning. I want to spend less time on my phone, especially before bed and when I first wake up, because I know that's not a good way for your brain to start the day. It's not a good way to like engage everything and wake yourself up. I understand why people do it because the light on your phone helps keep you awake, but I know it's not good for me, so I don't really want to do that anymore. First thing when I wake up, I would much rather like read for 10 to 15 minutes to kind of wake myself up, get invested in something, and then same thing before bed. I think that that is a nice, natural feeling way to fall asleep and wake myself up. Those are some of my goals and intentions for the month of November, which will hopefully lead to me reading more, especially because I have been so busy with work. I think I'm entering the slow season, so I might have more time to read at work, but either way, reading a little bit each day I think will be helpful. Focused content, reading a little bit more each day, lighter TBR, less screen time. I think that's a succinct way of covering all of my bases. Now that we've covered that, we can move on. Let's talk about the books that I've purchased this month. Before we kind of go around and reshop my shelves for my TBR cart, I wanted to talk about all of the books that I have purchased this month so you guys can kind of see where my head is at for everything that I might want to add on there and mood read. This will obviously affect my TBR as well, so I figured this just made the most sense to do next. In no particular order, because I cannot be bothered to remember, The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Chris by Carissa Broadbent. This is the sequel to Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I believe there is a novella that goes between them. I don't own a copy of that, but I will probably purchase it very soon. I purchased this. I honestly don't know why. I think because it was on sale. Oh, I think Target was having their buy two get one free, so I purchased this as part of that. I got a couple of other romances that you'll see in just a second, and I know I had the first one. I have high hopes, and I was also, in my little pea-sized brain, I thought that if I purchased this, then maybe that would be the kick in the ass that I needed to read the first one. I don't know how that works. That doesn't make any sense to me either, so it's fine. Either way, I own it now. I also mentioned in my mood reading my TBR while I'm sick vlog, I'll have that link down below in case you want to watch it, that I purchased Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is the first book in the Windy City series. I cannot express to you how excited I am to get to this one. I'm just in the middle of Caught Up, like I mentioned, but this is 100% going on my November TBR, so don't be surprised when you see her there. This is following Kennedy and Isaiah. It is another baseball romance, and it is the, I don't know if it's accidental marriage or fake marriage situation, but they're married in Vegas, either way, and they have to keep it up because Kennedy is a physical therapist on Isaiah's baseball team, and she could get in a lot of trouble and lose her job if they find out that the relationship isn't serious. He has been in love with Kennedy for such a long time. I don't know a ton about Kennedy's backstory, but I'm sure I'll get it in here. We see glimpses of them in Caught Up, and oh my goodness, I'm eating it up. The groundwork Liz Tomford did for their relationship in the previous book is incredible. I'm so excited. Then my book of the month book that I got this month was The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I recently saw Maddie read this, and she said that if you have a similar taste in books that she does, which I do, that you would probably love this one. And then it leans into the literary fiction. It deals with some really heavy topics. It made her cry. That sounds like everything I love in a book. It is thick. I am nervous that it's going to take me a while to get through, but this could very well be one of the books that I keep on my November TBR, or as a thought in the back of my mind type of thing. I'm so excited about this one. Apparently it has multiple points of view. It's giving Taylor Jenkins Reid vibe, but make it a mystery kind of thing. That's what I'm getting from this. Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. This is the holiday special for the Caraval series. I need to reread Caraval and Legendary so that I can read Finale. That's something that I would really like to do by the end of the year. Is it gonna happen? Not so sure. I got this. I know I love these characters. Not fully sure what this is about, but it's the Barnes & Noble special edition. Artwork sprinkled throughout. I feel like this could be fun to do in a vlog, in a Bookmas video. So maybe you'll see her there. I have no idea if you need to read this after Finale, or if someone knows the answer to that, that would be great. Don't yell at me for the next one. Actually, Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. Is anyone surprised? No. I have only read Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. That is the only book I have read by her. Do I own the other two books in the series? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do I own the first book to this one? No, but I did order it this morning on Pango. It was only $7. A bargain is a bargain. Your guess is as good as mine. I can't. Someone take away my credit card. I'm just telling you about the books that I bought. I'm not telling you that I made smart financial decisions. The other two books that I mentioned I purchased from Target when they were having their little sale. Happy Place by Emily Henry. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. These were books I was going to buy anyway. I may as well buy them now while they're on sale. I am just a girl who makes poor financial decisions when it comes to books. Like so many of us on the internet. What do you want from me? Lastly, Striker by Anna Huang. And then I went into Barnes & Noble and saw the beautiful Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I would be lying to your face if I said I hadn't thought about purchasing that one. Lying straight to you. This is a soccer romance. That's all I've got. That is my little book haul. Not so little. Should be smaller. Now that we've done that, I feel like you kind of know where I'm at. I think that fall is so fun to be cozy, read some fantasies, a little bit of thrillers here and there. But I am also a girl with seasonal affective disorder, seasonal depression. When the skies are gray, so am I. So I like to read summer contemporary romances in the fall and winter time to remind me that there will come a day where I will smile again. That's a little bit dramatic, but also not that dramatic. Because I seriously get so sad and depressed, and I feel like summer will never happen again when we're in the thick of it. And I live in the Northeast, so I am in the thick of it. Point blank period. I'll probably put some sweet contemporary romances on my TBR cart. I also want to lean into and enjoy the autumn months. So I will put some fantasy on there, obviously. I've really been enjoying fantasy lately, especially because of Phantasma. So there's some prospects there. I should also mention to you, I have a wedding to go to this month. Keeping all of that in mind, let's pick some extra books to go on my TBR cart. I have already done that a little bit throughout this month, so I'm going to show you some of the ones that I picked, and then we'll throw some extras on there. Let's go! Now that we have reset my TBR cart, we've gone through all of that, the only thing left to do is what is on my TBR. Like I mentioned, this is going to be a very light TBR because I want room to mood read without a ton of pressure. The books that I already mentioned going on to my TBR, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I had you guys pick this for me. Same thing with the next one. I want to read the books that you guys chose for me, so this is happening in the month of November. We're going to skip you guys picking one for me in the month of November until I've caught up on everything that I need to read. We'll pick back up in the month of December though, because I think it's super fun and you guys seem to like it. Same thing goes for this next one, Butcher and Blackbird. We already talked about this, by Bryn Weaver. I have mentioned what these books are about in previous videos, but if you haven't heard, this is a romance between two serial killers, and this one is a tarot card inspired fantasy. Next, I have Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. This one is kind of thick, but it is a small town romance, and it seems to read quick. I read like the first couple of pages in a vlog. It is something that is still definitely on my radar. And then if for some reason I am not able to finish Caught Up by Liz Tomford by the end of the month, then this will also be a carryover in the month of November, but it shouldn't take me very long to finish. This one is a sports romance with an MLB player, single dad nanny trope, like I mentioned earlier. And once I finish that, I want to read Play Along by Liz Tomford. This is the 4th book in the Windy City series, and I'm super excited. Plus, this would mean that I am entirely caught up on the series, which would be very impressive because that almost never happens. Those are most of the physical books that I want to get to this month, but I have a few audiobooks saved on my Libby app that I really need to get to. The first one is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I've been wanting to read this one for quite a while, and it is due in 9 days from the day that I'm filming this, October 30th. So I need to listen to that one. The other audiobook that I really want to get to is a reread, and that is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is the first book in the series. Got the audiobook for this one because I listened to the audiobook the first time that I read it and loved my reading experience, but I put this on here because the sequel recently came out and I really want to get to this. I need kind of a refresher from everything because I read this in like 2020. I also have the ebook checked out for My Season of Scandal by Julie Ann Long. This is one that I saw Chandler Ainsley talk about a really long time ago. I don't read a ton of historical romances, but she said that this one was so good and it sounded really interesting to me, so I wanted to try it out. This was the only copy I could find through Libby. I am gonna have to read the ebook. Seeing as I don't read historical romances, it should be interesting, but I'm really excited. Other than that, in the month of October, I also read the first book in the Busybody series, which is like a cozy mystery series that Amazon did with a few authors. So I might read some of those. They're just like short story cozy mysteries. So I feel like that could be like a good palate cleanser if I don't really know what else to read or I just want something quick. In the month of October, I also read my first Alice Feeney, so I might pick up something there, but those are all kind of just ifs. Everything else is going to be mood reading or something for vlogs that I'm able to pick throughout the month without a ton of pressure. The rest of these I feel pretty confident that I will get to. If one of my friends is watching this, I will read Iron Flame by the end of the year. That's something I have to read too. That is going to be it from me for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what is on your TBR, or if you have read any of these, or like what you think I should prioritize. I'm going to do a reading vlog, reading the books that you guys chose for me, so that is coming soon. That is going to be it from me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're doing well, reading mentally and otherwise, and I really hope to see you all in my next video very, very soon. Bye, guys.